Elliott, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Darius Big Play Slay, and their head coach, Nick Sirianni. And from the AFC champion, Kansas City Chiefs, team captains, Patrick Mahomes, Nick Bolton, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, Jarrett McKinnon, Tommy Townsend, and head coach Andy Reid. Tremendous respect between these two teams. They are the best of the best, ladies and gentlemen. Two #1 seeds from their respective conferences. They've combined for 32 total wins. They'll play for the Vince Lombardi Trophy on Sunday. We've played 284 NFL games with one to go.
The NFL has seen a remarkable journey in regard to the presence of black quarterbacks, from the introduction of Fritz Pollard as the first to play in the league in 1923, to Doug Williams becoming the first to start and win a Super Bowl in 1987. Now, the historic milestone of the first black quarterbacks to ever face off in the Super Bowl has been reached by Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. The season started with 11 QBs starting in Week 1. So it's only fitting that this season should culminate in such an extraordinary matchup. Mahomes is in position to become the first to win the Super Bowl 2 times, while Hurts aims to join the group of Williams, Mahomes and Russell Wilson as the 4th black QB to earn a Super Bowl victory. Notable mentions include Steve McNair, Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, and Wilson, all of whom started in the Super Bowl but were unable to get the win. The turning point for black QBs arguably came in 2001, when Michael Vick was drafted as the first #1 overall pick, and then again in 2003 when McNair won MVP. Mahomes and Lamar Jackson followed up by winning MVP back-to-back years, demonstrating the tenacity that has been required to reach such a level of success. Jackson was asked by a scout from the Los Angeles Chargers to run routes at the NFL Combine, which further showed the need to go against the grain and the persistence to achieve a level of respect and accomplishment that had been long overdue. Donovan McNabb was told by some college scouts that he had to switch positions, but refused to do so and ultimately went to Syracuse to play QB and was drafted #2 overall by Philadelphia in 1999. Hurts began his NFL career as an all-purpose QB with the Eagles in 2020, and has proven himself as a force to be reckoned with. With 12 rushing attempts, 1 catch, and only 3 passes in his first 9 games before taking over as Philadelphia's QB, Hurts and Mahomes showed restraint and kept their celebration to a minimum. Aware that their main goal remains ahead, they each want one more win. Hurts admitted to still feeling the effects of the decision to draft him in the 2nd round in 2020, widely criticized by reporters and fans. His statement rings true with the sentiments of black QBs of the past who faced doubt and ridicule as they navigated a difficult path to the pinnacle of success. Mahomes had to battle an ankle injury to help the Chiefs beat the Bengals, but ultimately reached the 3rd Super Bowl appearance in 4 years. At the end of the day, only one quarterback will come out victorious. However, this season is already a win for the black QBs who have overcome years of stereotypes and lack of recognition. On February 12th, we will be able to witness the final battle and celebrate their monumental journey. Super Bowl 57 has already established itself as a historic one, being the first ever with 2 African American quarterbacks in the spotlight. But there is also a certain Autumn Lockwood making her own mark in history. As the Eagles' assistant sports performance coach, Lockwood is set to become the first ever black woman to coach in a Super Bowl game, when the Philadelphia and Kansas City teams meet in Arizona. Although she isn't the first female to coach in the big game, her personal success comes at an opportune moment. February, being Black History Month, and just 2 weeks since National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Prior to joining the Eagles in August of last year, Lockwood had already accrued a wealth of experience in strength coaching, having spent a year and a half as University of Houston's coordinator of sports performance, and being an intern with the Atlanta Falcons the year before that. Furthermore, she had also held various positions in strength and conditioning roles at the University of Arizona, UNLV, and East Tennessee State. In spite of the rigorousness of the season, the Eagles have emerged with one of the healthiest rosters in the sport. After Avonte Maddox's return, Philadelphia headed into the NFC Championship game with all of its starters intact, a feat that's extremely hard to pull off, even in the playoffs. At the time of the team's NFC title victory in January, Lockwood commended the strength and conditioning staff, an indication of how integral the group has been to the team's success. There has been a notable rise in female NFL coaching staffs over the years, and Lockwood is just the fourth woman to be included in this elite group. This includes Katie Sowers, former offensive assistant for the 49ers, and the two Buccaneer assistants who achieved Super Bowl glory with Tampa in 2021, Lori Locust and Maral Javadifer. Locust, who was unfortunately released after the Bucs' underwhelming performance in 2022, has since been taken in by the Titans as a defensive assistant. Javadifer, on the other hand, was promoted to the position of Director of Rehabilitation/Performance Coach in the same year. This Sunday, Lockwood will be aiming to become the first ever black female coach to bring home a Super Bowl victory for her team, when the Eagles face off with the Chiefs.